We are here with Honest, formerly known as TNV, with Seven at Penthouse Recording Studios. How you doing today, man?
Doing great, man. Can't complain. Blessed to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely, man. So, first thing, congratulations on the new project. What a time. What went into the new name or into the name of the project?
Man, at first, like when I was creating the project, I kind of felt like I was really just having the time of my life creating it and everything. And then a lot of things, kind of happened in last year. Uh, you know, Personal things, but I feel like I had to also um freaking revamp the whole album because some beats, couldn't get that shit cleared.
Mm.
Um, so come by like February, I'm listening to a whole different album than what I thought I'd drop, and like I still kind of felt like in the process, like I was just joyfully loving what I created. And I was still having like what a time for it. And also it's just last year a lot of good things happened. So um I was kind of like doing it as like a tribute,
Mm.
like naming the album like what a time, cuz like last year really helped me so much with music. And
Mm.
yeah, I'm just blessed. And I yeah, I wanted to just like give that as like a tribute.
Mm.
Yeah, and it also just goes with like the meaning behind like what the records entail and everything too off the album.
100%. So, it's interesting. The project had kind of developed from one idea into something totally separate.
Yeah,
Has that extended to you as an artist as well? Do you feel like last year really shaped you into a different artist? And if so, how?
yeah. Man, like I was just going through so much, bro. Like I was trying to like figure out. I was doing like this, like I was listening to a lot of like Atlanta trap kind of beats,
Mm.
and I was really fucking with like artists like Lucky, V's, Rilo. Uh, I remember this one song I heard, it was like called Gursky Way. Yo, that shit was fire, and I kind of like just vibed with like this Atlanta trap sound, and um, in all actuality, like I made so much different types of genres of music last year, bro, and like it kind of made me feel very confident, more confident in myself. I guess it just showed growth,
Mm.
versatility, seeing it, especially when it comes to like mixing and mastering after I'm done like tracking myself, because most of the time I am recording myself. All these albums and singles or whatever I release. Uh, Majority of the time. And after I just mix it and master it, and yeah, but I feel like all that, the whole process just made me better. And yeah, I'm thankful for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So going more into that, you mentioned that you mix and master your own stuff.
Yeah,
How important is that to your creative process and to shaping the artistic visions you
yeah.
have? Is that a really crucial part of the process for you?
Yeah, yo, it's very crucial to me. Like it's kind of like the bread and butter. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if without it, your vocals are just gonna, like, everything's gonna kind of sound like plain. And like for me, what up my artistry is just learning, actually freaking like sitting down, actually learning how to mix and master, and what I don't do like about my vocals, and like thankfully not being said no to if I request something by, if I go to a session or whatever and I ask an engineer to do this, and I feel more in control, just me knowing hands on what to do. And yeah, it's just wait, I forget what was the question again, bro.
Totally good. I was asking how important is mixing and mastering your own music? How is that
Yeah.
important to your creativity
Eh,
specifically?
yeah, like it is very, it's to me it's important in general, cuz like again without it, it's not gonna hit the same.
Mm.
And for me, like I really do just find joy in it, and like it's kind of like solving a puzzle.
Mm.
You got to go through all the nicks and crannies to really like get the best out of it.
Absolutely. So something you've hit on a couple times is personal and artistic growth.
Mhm.
Moving into 2025 after What a Time, project wise, where are you trying to go artistically, sonically, personally in the next year?
Yeah, man, this year I've been big on just collabing with people,
Mm.
working with more of my peers around me, and just like, yeah, like I got this tape with Juliet. Shout out to Juliet Callahan, like she's fire. And we're working on like a 4-track EP kind of vibe, And then I got this tape with my longtime friend. Shout out to Fresh. He's producing the whole album. And I got some other things going on. Shout out to JR. Shout out to KJ. We got some tapes coming out. And yeah, bro, just like the whole kind of like idea of what I'm cultivating this year is just being very big on collaboration, being very big on growing as an artist, and just also like just growing through my connections with people, and then also seeing, you know, perspective and just learning. And yeah.
Absolutely. So, having mixed and mastered your own music for a long time, is it stepping outside your comfort zone a little bit to invest this much in projects that are collaborative in nature?
It's a little. It's kind of like going out. Yeah, of course, but it's also, and it's also like kind of like, how do I say, like enlightening,
Hmm.
because it's like when you step out of your comfort zone, that's when you make your best shit. You know, that's when you see like the real artist behind, like, you know, what you're normally just good at, what people like you for, right? And like, if you can do that again in another field or in another genre per se, you know, it's just like, oh, you can just gravitate towards any type of demographic, and be able to, like, you know, inspire or create with anyone. And I think that's like a beautiful thing, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, how do you personally pick your collaborators?
Honestly, I just, if somebody hits me up, like I receive like a bunch of people sometimes, like, you know, hitting me up, and like I'll go through them, and I'll, you know, depending on the sound, like if I feel like we match well, then yeah, like for sure. But also it just happens by chance, like just working around great artists and great individuals. You know, we're like minded, and we just, you know, put pen to paper and we make something happen. Um, but yeah, like I'm cool. I'm down to collaborate with anybody.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, when crafting these collaborative projects, how do you know when a song works for a project, and then when do you know when a project is finished, if ever?
Oh man. I feel like I think like when man, when I go and I mix all these songs, and I'm like, you know, all right, well, here I go with this type of sound. I'm not really, ideally, I never have like a plan. It's really just off of feeling. So like for me at the end, I'll just think like, all right, am I done? You know, is does this feel right with me? And I won't stop until I feel like it is, to me at least. And you know, if I try to rush anything, if I drop it, it's just not gonna, I'm not gonna have the same love for it. Like if I rushed it, put it out, and it's just not what I wanted it to be. I'd rather just take my time, but efficiency over everything, you know? So like having good work ethic, not taking too long on certain mixes, you know, not taking too long recording, you know, just all these intricacies, and just being ready at all times, and just like, you know, even though I am going off of feeling, I do have an idea of what I want, but preferably it's better that I do it off of feeling, because like anything can change. Music is subjective. You know, you could feel this way about a record one day, and then boom, next day you're just changing the whole damn thing.
Right.
So, you know, it's just, yeah, consistency, and just like fucking with it until you feel like it's good enough.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So that's a. I think that's a really interesting lane to go down. You're
Yeah.
very prolific. You have a number of projects out.
Thank you.
And
Word.
you do keep a very strong line of quality through all of them.
Thank
How
you.
do you balance being both prolific with the amount that you put out, and also not dropping in quality? How do you maintain that? When do you decide, all right,
You
this is a
know,
lost cause. I'm not putting any more effort into this, and no, I need to come back to this idea.
yeah. I mean, like, man, I say like anything that I touch, I feel like I want to drop. You know, I won't be like, damn, like I can't drop it. Like it's it's not good enough, or like I stopped thinking like that a long time ago, because again, music's subjective. Somebody's gonna like it, or if not that, I'm gonna like it enough to play it myself. And like, you know, I personally sometimes find myself just listening to my music sometimes. Like that's just something that I do like at times, but not majority of the time, but like it does kind of like, I don't know, it gives me like some comfort.
Mm.
But I would say the quality is just always like, I don't worry about it. I
Mm.
don't worry about it because again, I'm a student. I'm learning every day. I'm getting better every day. Um, I'm experiencing life. I try to, take some time to like, venture off, maybe take some trips, vacation, try new things, like experience new foods, go out with people, do things with people I never did, like, and just like, yeah, experience life because like you need a muse, you need some type of, you know, something to give you like inspiration, and
Mm.
without that, it's like, what are you really like creating? So for as far as quality, like, yeah, that we ain't never lacking here with that.
Absolutely, man. Um, if you could give advice to the younger artist version of yourself,
Yeah,
what would that advice be?
man, that would be like, just to don't ever stop. Um, don't ever think that you're not what you think you could be.
Mm.
Like really just dig into everything that you believe in. Be resourceful as fuck,
Mm.
and just have grit and work, 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 and that's it. That's really all I would say to my younger self is like, because this world, like, you don't get handed anything, bro. You got to work for it. So, just really just own into your skills. At the same time, too, love yourself.
Mm.
Because, like, it could get really hard. And, like, sometimes you think your shit is not, worthy or but respectfully, like, it should never get to that point because, again, like, you're growing. Like,
Right.
you're gonna make this like it is what it is. You gotta start somewhere. But eventually everything you're gonna love and you're gonna find that and you're gonna when you get there you're just gonna be like, yo, like crazy. But yeah, if I was younger me, I just tell them don't stop.
Amen. Amen
Hmm.
to that. So, going back to your plans for the next couple months, going into the rest of 2025 and beyond, how do you
Right.
hope people engage with the new music?
With my music,
Hmm.
um, I think they'll engage with it as like what they'll get from it is a bunch of just like vibes, like vibey lit music, things that'll, what I'm saying, like you could bump in your car drives, like you could bump at the crib, you could be at for anything. For me, like I really just create. I feel like I create an experience in my music, and I think that if you listen to it in points where like if you really understand what I'm trying to create, and and get from it, like you'll feel like you'll
Mm.
feel like a kind of like a, I don't know, like a reassurance in a sense. It's like to 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 like hear it and then be like, yo, like this shit actually like made me, you know, understand what I was going through, or like
Mm.
try to feel like, something different than what I feel normally. Um Personally for me, like I don't know. It's hard to describe the vibes that like you create because it's kind of like what's something to you is like different to another person. And like for me, I just try to have fun,
Mm.
try to showcase that in the music, and
Mm.
through like my different types of like effects that I cultivate, I create in the records whenever I cut them, and like just trying to, yeah, provide like a fire ass experience for me. Like all the shit that I'm making right now is just literally fun, meaningful music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And last question for the day, we'll
Mhm.
say there's a first time listener coming to you.
Yeah.
What would you tell them? What would you have them listen to first, and what would you say to them to prepare them?
I probably say I probably say like, yo, like if you really wanna fuck with my music, you gotta listen to you gotta listen to Is It Love. Shout out to JR, bro. Produced like I think he produced like 5, 6 tracks off that album, and I would say Is It Love, and out of all the rest, just cause like by far like that's my by far, like, that's my best work. I loved creating that album from start to finish. It was mad fun. But I just recommend that one because who doesn't love trap shit? And like, like, no lie, I feel like anybody could, if you really fuck with music, you fuck with the album.
Absolutely. Any last words? Anyone you want to shout out?
Um, Shout out my guy Davian for setting this whole thing up. Shout out Seven, you already know the vibes. And shout out everybody that has been, contributing to the success of everything. And like, I really am blessed to be with great individuals. And amongst you guys, like, it means a lot. And yeah, just shout out to us. Vibes to all 2025 gang shit.
Absolutely. Honest with 7 at Penthouse Recording Studios.
Yes, sir.